StreamYard is because it will take a little bit more for me to set up StreamYard, and I don't feel like doing that right now. Um, Last night, this young man sent me a message and said that he would be here at 9:30. Now, in certain sections of Philadelphia where I live at, it's dangerous. See, I have lived in some elite neighborhoods. I have. Chestnut Hill is one of them. And I've lived in West Mount Airy. See, when I lived up Chestnut Hill, you could get a 50-inch TV delivered and nobody would steal it. That's true. See, I know because my neighbor had their TV delivered, and I was the one that knocked on the door and told them that their TV was out there. Right. So I probably wasn't the only person that saw that the TV was out there, but I probably was the only one that knocked on the door and told me the TV or whatever it was on their steps. Right. Because that was the type of neighborhood I lived in. Same thing in West Mount Airy. But I ain't in West Mount Airy now. See, pay attention. I ain't in West Mount Airy, see. And being in Philadelphia 51 years, I realized that sometimes people think stuff is a joke. How I know is because this young man sent me a text at 9:30 and said that he would be home. Now, I had to get up to go to the bathroom at 2 o'clock. He wasn't here. How I know he wasn't here? Because something said go downstairs and check. Walk past his room and check, actually. The bed was empty. I was just laying in my bed because I take my treatments around this time of the morning because I have to get up after that and go out. Why did I hear footsteps coming up the steps? People think that when you get this age, something happens to your hearing. Ain't nothing happens to my hearing. The air conditioner and the fan is running. I heard footsteps coming up the steps. I heard the door close. These are old doors. They're not the newer ones where these doors creak when you actually open them. They're the old-fashioned wood doors, which means the home was probably built before the 1950s. It still has the original door. You don't even see these type of doors anymore. So, of course, when you open them, they creak. Now, my whole thing is with his family. He allowed to run back and forth. And I said that exactly like I meant that. He's allowed to run back and forth. Cause I recognize run back and forth behavior. Ain't nobody coming in nobody's house no 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. No, 2 o'clock is when I went to the bathroom. It's now 3, whatever it is. And he just came with the steps and see, and this is why I have said that we're not on the same page. Why? Because the screen door, when I went downstairs at 2 o'clock in the morning, I locked the screen door. Because he knows how to jimmy the screen door, he's able to pull it past it being locked. See, they don't think that that's dangerous. See, normal people where I have lived at, I lived at my mom's house. When she said the screen door was locked, my mother would dare you to open up the screen door after she done told you it's locked. For you to do like he does. I lock the screen door, he comes in anyway. See, they think that that's really normal behavior. I don't understand how they think. I don't really care how they think. We don't think the same. But yeah, we don't really think the same. Because if you told him to be in the house before 11, and he's still coming in here after, I'm not no liar. I got a text at 9:30. Right. I got a text at 9:30. The reason why I couldn't screenshot it, the bed being empty at 2, is because the storage on my phone is just about filled up with my own pictures of me, my family, not for foolishness. I don't just, I ain't time to be recording other people dumb stuff. I said that exactly like I meant it. Other people dumb stuff get innocent people like me caught up. Why? Because when you're telling people what's going on and they're ignoring what you're saying, that means that they don't care. It's not that I don't care. See, his cousin proved that she didn't care when she said she would call me back and she never did. So then that means today I'm not going to call her back. Why? Because I don't do stuff like that. You were having a conversation. You said you were getting in the lift. You never called me back. It's not up to me to chase you. I don't operate like that. You told me you was See, when people show you who they are, believe them. You needed help to clear out your dining room. I helped you, and now you said that you wasn't coming back till Friday. When people show you who they are, believe them. Now you don't need Kathy's help anymore, so you don't need to be here. Got it. I got it when she said it. Right. I wasn't supposed to be here yesterday when whatever I wasn't supposed that I wasn't. So therefore I wasn't here. Whatever I was supposed to do for myself, I went and did it. So that wasn't a Catherine, you're deviating. No. Catherine was doing what she was supposed Catherine was doing what I was supposed to do. It's called sticking to the program. See, one thing about me that people fail to realize is I don't fail at life. I always hang around people who, if I could do 6, 10 tasks in a day, okay, you got to remember I have ADHD. People that have ADHD, our attention spans is short, so whereas you only probably could get one task done a day, I probably could get 10 tasks done. Why? Because if I wake up and I want to do this, and that, I didn't ask you to hang with, I don't ask anybody to hang with me, go with me. I don't, because sometimes they'll get tired after the second test. Bye, I see you. I ain't being smart right now. I forgot how many tests I did yesterday. Could have been 4, could have been 5. I don't know. Might have been 4 or 5, but that's where I'm at. But then again, I am the same person that has going to 3 doctor's appointments in one day, where some people can't even barely make it to one. So it's not a comparison. I keep telling people that. Don't ever compare yourself to what I can do and where you're at, because where my thinking is always at is I'm going to get as much out of the day as I can, where somebody else struggles to get to 1 appointments. We're not the same. That's why I just kind of sort of move around people, because as soon as you tell them, oh, I've been to 3, I'll only can get to 1. Okay, probably because you only, and I'm talking about 3 appointments on a bus. Not 3 appointments that somebody was taking me to. Difference. 3 sections of the city. This and that to that. Right. So see, we're not the same. We're not the same. I mean, catching the bus for me is it's not a chore or a task. It's just what I do because I don't drive. I don't really have to depend on people to take me places. I mean, I don't. I went from certain sections of the city to University City, back to North Philly. Right, that's 3 appointments in one day. It is what it is. I don't knock other people for what they don't do. I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm not going to use the fact that I use SEPTA as a mode of transportation to get where I'm going. Also not going to use the fact that sometimes I don't feel like traveling to get there. I'm just going to get up and do stuff. That's it. That's all. My energy, what people don't understand about energy and anxiety, they are not the same thing. I'm not anxious now. I had to get up and take my treatment because I have to go out. That's true. They found that out in the hospital. Why does she wake up at 2? Because if I don't do it now, it won't get done. Why? Because other things in my life call me and I must answer. Whether it be going to an appointment, going to make a run. So if 9 o'clock I'm not going to be here, I ain't going to be trying to take no treatment at 9 o'clock or stop. So I have to do it when it's convenient for me. Hold on. See, what I keep forgetting is when you're older, like I am, your priorities begin to shift and change. That's true. See, I read something somebody said yesterday, and they really thought that I was a failure at life. The reason why I ain't post my paperwork that I got it from yesterday, because these people is on the internet, and they don't really know I ain't no failure at life, baby. I'm going to let you think whatever you want to think. Why? Because God knows better. If you really think that I'm a failure at life of having a 20-something-year-old son that's retired from the military, then don't say that I'm no failure at life. That says that I accomplished something, even though it's not me that retired. I must have raised and actually raised both of my sons right, not just one. See, that's an accomplishment in itself to raise two boys, not one boy, by themselves. So, see, when people say, yeah, you slouch, you're allowed to think that. Of course, you are. You're allowed to say you don't have a place to live. You're allowed to say that. See, I let people think whatever they want to think about me. Why? Because you're allowed to think whatever you would like to think. My actions show different. It's not really my fault that I always get around people, and because they don't see doctor in front of my name, they're the ones that get discouraged. I don't even think God is discouraged that there's not a doctor in front of my name. Uh, is it true that I went to take the test for the military, and when I got to take the test for the military, I got so nervous that I felt, isn't that what happened? That's what happened. So then, what happened, Catherine? Oh, my son, he comes along and he passed the test on the first try. So see, whatever I didn't do, I made sure my sons did it. People are not paying attention. Whatever I didn't accomplish, what the people that came behind me, they are called my sons. I made sure that they did it. It's just not a coincidence that my son went into the military. I wanted to do it first, but I failed the battery test. And so when my son said that he wanted to go, I didn't even tell him that I failed until after he passed. Pay attention. I don't all the time tell people my story, especially not my son's. I never told my son about me wanting to go into the military. I ain't even, they found out I couldn't drive after. Right. I don't all the time tell people stuff about, if I failed it, you probably won't know about it until later. If I passed it, I'll probably tell you right away. I failed the test for the military. I ain't even ashamed to say that, because I get anxious sometimes and either don't retain information, don't remember. Right, so I felt that you don't get 25 chances to take the test for the military. I think you get one, and I failed the first one. My son, he passed it. I mean, I ain't raised no intelligent sons, and I ain't intelligent. I just let people think that. I raised two sons, and both of them were honor roll students. No, one of them was honor roll all the way, and the other one that learned that he was smart, which is the one that went in the Air Force. Once he learned that he was smart, he just played his teachers. I'll do my work when I feel like it. Yes, yes, my youngest son is like that. He's smart enough to know that he doesn't have to prove to people how smart he is. He doesn't let you come into his arena talking about, are you the, not my younger son. He don't. He does not. See, that right there proves that somebody is confident in who they are. Anytime that they can back you out of their life without even hollering, screaming. Right. My younger son observes. He retreats. He stays away from people that tries to discredit who he is. He's not me. He ain't ever trying to prove how smart he is, and he passed the military test with like a 90. No, it ain't like a 97. He don't play them type games. As soon as he see that you're trying to discredit who he is, you will not be somebody who he will be talking to very long. You're going to be on the list of people not to talk to and not to have anything to do with, because you don't think that he's smart. See, smart, wise, he don't. Whether it be an older person, younger person, just stays to himself. Yeah. See, and that's why I don't, once I find out how people are with them thinking I'm not smart or she's a know-it-all. No, I can't. See, you would sound real goofy to say that I'm a know-it-all and I'm working on my bachelor's of business, or you would sound real goofy to say that I'm a know-it-all and all the type of schooling I've had. One of the reasons why I don't ever reveal to anybody is all the schooling I had is because they started saying I'm a know-it-all. No, I'm not. I ain't gonna tell you how much schooling I've had, because some of them schools are closed now. That's why I stay to myself. Right there, to myself. I do. Sometimes young folks think they know, and they still got Similac on their breath. And I'm not talking about no baby. Once I tell a person something and they don't take heed to what I'm saying, I leave them all the way alone. That's it, that's all. Now, I saw the game that was being played. Even though I saw the game that was being played with me, as far as me helping them clean up, and then now the girl talking about she ain't coming back till Friday. Right, but she was the same person that said what she was going to do Tuesday, and then yesterday I ain't come back till Friday. Why you ain't come back till Friday? Because, Catherine, I don't need you anymore. I don't need to be there. Got it. Got it. You ain't throw rings. You ain't ever threw rings around me. You didn't. Right. So that wasn't I did something and then you burned me. No, that's probably how you really are. Because if not, somebody who helped you do that much work, you skated on. So, yeah. Right. Skated on him. Skated on us to leave me with him to have to deal with what's going on down here. Got it. See, I understood the assignment. Right. All that, he didn't have all that stuff that I heard yesterday. I don't coddle grown folks. I ain't coddled my sons and I ain't coddling nobody else. I ain't coddled my sons who grew up without their father, and I ain't coddling nobody else. So when I see people doing that, I stay far away from them. Boys don't need to be coddled. They don't. Maybe girls do, and girls only to a certain degree. Boys don't need to be coddled. It makes them lazy. I watched that happen with my son's father. As soon as you coddle a boy, he will turn and do what? Start wanting a woman to take care of him. Did not date one of those? Uh-huh. I dated one of those pretty boys. Mother took care of him, so what happened? Next woman's in his life. Always wanting women to buy him cars, buy him clothes, put money in his pocket. Because mama did it. Right, okay. That's what y'all said. Yeah. I watched how Joanne spoiled Granada when he was a little boy. When Granada got to be grown, Granada thought that women should take care of him because he was handsome. So what? My son handsome too. The only difference is Solomon was handsome his whole life. Granada looks developed later on. I saw baby pictures. They're not one and the same. And I ain't being smart right now. I saw Granada's baby pictures, and I got Solomon's baby pictures. Solomon was handsome his whole life, baby on up to where he is now. Granada looks developed later on, maybe teenager, from what I saw, and those are pictures that Joanne had. So Solomon and Granada were not one and the same. As Solomon began to get older, he began to look like his dad. Everybody said he looked like me. I never thought Solomon looked like me. Lifetime, I never thought that. I always thought he was a light-skinned version of his father. But the point I'm trying to make is I taught Solomon how to go out and work. I did. He was 16 years old, his first job. He asked me for an iPhone. I said, go get an odd job. I said it, I meant it. Mama not buying you no iPhone. I don't owe you that. I ain't being smart with my son right now. Sometimes we give children too much when they don't work for stuff. You don't deserve an iPhone because you need a way to get in contact with me. You may need a phone. It don't have to be an iPhone. But that's how I think, because I did it with my son. See, I didn't do it because I'm a mean person. I did it because it's a life lesson. That when you give children too much, then they expect you. They get an entitlement spirit. I don't owe you an iPhone. Parents don't owe their children an iPhone because they have money. If parents go out and work, it's for them to pay bills, not to afford a child a lifestyle that they haven't lived long enough. They want iPhones, iTablets, iBooks. You ain't lived long enough to have all of that. Your parents have. But that's the way I think because my stepfather raised me like that. But this newer generation that's behind me, they think that their parents should supply their lifestyle while they sit at home and talk on the phone all day. They want their parents to. I'm glad that they're your parents and I ain't your parents because if I was your parent and I had to go out and work and slave on them jobs, you wouldn't be talking on a $1,700, $1,800 phone. You must have lost your mind. I'm going to help you find it. I would never buy no child of mine no 1,700. For what? To talk on? Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Some of these parents facilitate the disrespect that they get. And I'm not saying it's right for them. I'm saying if you stop giving them so much, they haven't lived long enough to have some of these things. See, I grew up at a time when I was 15. I had to go work a summer job. I had to go get paperwork. It was 15 or 16. See, people laugh at my old fashioned, but old fashioned had worked for me. And to see the reason why it's not working for the generation that's behind me is because people said that they struggled, their child didn't have to struggle. Well, see, your struggle ain't hurt you, so why would you think it would hurt your children? Your struggle ain't hurt you. It made you a better person. And if we were to really think about it, our grandparents and great grandparents, they had significantly less than what we have today. We have enough for 10 lifetimes. And their generation wasn't as destructive as this one is. Gee, I wonder why. I wonder why this generation that has 10 times more than our grandparents and great, because we give them too much and they didn't work for it. Those old-fashioned values, they worked. They meant something. It's purpose. Everything that they did had purpose. They didn't have college degrees, some of them. I know my grandparents and great-grandparents, they didn't go to college. They probably stopped at high school. One of my family members stopped in the fourth grade, eighth grade. But they had sense to go out and work and pay bills. Now we have college-educated people who want to raise children and just give them everything on a silver platter. And that is not the way the world works. It ain't working. Let me say that. Say it the way I'm thinking it. It's not working. Children now expect parents to buy them $400 games when $400 could be used to pay a couple bills, for real, for real. I wish a 10-year-old would tell me they want a game that costs $400. The first time they say that, I'm going to say, are you paying bills? $400. That little boy hurt his mom for $400 for a bill. For a game. I would have told him no the first time. Mm-mm. I don't believe in giving expensive gifts to children. I believe in giving gifts to children, but not gifts that cost $400. I forget the name of the video game it was. But one game was $400. Right. Not I. My old fashionedness runs me deep. I'm talking about I be going places and people laugh at me. I don't even care that they laugh. Because I would never be a new age parent. See, I would never be a new age parent. I'm a give you your necessities. You need a place to stay. You need clothes, and I need to feed you. You need a place to stay. You need clothes. Right. All that other stuff is added. Sometimes children that have those things will do well, but also sometimes children that have those things, they don't do well and are disrespectful to their parents. Right. And do mischievous things such as drink alcohol, smoke weed, hang out, just all sorts of types of stuff. Nefarious things. Really didn't do that when I was a teenager. And I know that was a lifetime ago because I graduated over 30 years ago. It doesn't matter. I wasn't raised by wolves. I have respect. hmm When I go to church now, when there's somebody older talking to me, I always say mother. I don't call them by their first name. Pay attention. When I am talking to somebody 75, 85, 95, 100, I don't dare call them by their first name. That's disrespectful. See, young folks, learn something I'm trying to teach you. You don't call somebody that's older than you by their first name. It's disrespectful. Somebody that's lived long enough to be your grandmother or great-grandmother, you should not call them by their first name. You should either call them mother, sir, or ma'am. Either one would be respectful. These young folks won't call you by your first name. Still got Similac on their breath. They don't call you by your first name. hmm See, I had it happen to me. Little girl kept calling me by my what? First name. I kept telling her, stop doing that. Stop doing it. I even addressed the parent. Finally, when they kept doing it, what did I say? I told her right in front of her mom, if you keep calling me by my first name, I'm not going to answer you purposefully. You are not my age. You weren't born in my generation. So therefore, I am miss to you. See, I said that without cursing you out. See, people always tend to think that I'm mean. They forget I had some formal training of working with children. I went to school to work with children, and I worked in a medical daycare here in Philadelphia. And I worked with PHA, with their children. I was glad to leave PHA working with the kids, though. I ain't gonna lie. I was elated to leave. And I don't have a problem with children now. It's just that you have to have a lot of patience to work with the children of 2026. They know technology better than I do. I can get on my phone right now. I watched a 2-year-old figure out how to get in my phone. I couldn't even figure that out. They knew how to work every app on my phone. A 2-year-old, not 52, 2-year-old. Right. This generation is weak. They're wiser, but they're weaker. They're wiser, but they're weaker. Right. Why are they wiser? Wiser because they know how to do things. But in the same vein of people knowing how to do things, that intelligence can be used for the wrong way. Uh, It's like artificial. It's like AI. AI is a great tool. It is. I watch how a lot of videos are made with AI. A lot of content creators use AI. I still follow some content creators who don't. As a matter of fact, a couple of content creators I follow, they don't. And the only reason why I'm bringing that up is because we're moving towards a generation where AI looks like it's trying to take over. Just like with the computer, people are have fallen behind. I mean, I know some 75, 85-year-olds. They know how to use it. They know how to use a computer, their smartphone, or whatever. But I also have some family members who ain't never wanted to learn. That's their choice. I ain't knocking them. I ain't saying yay or nay to the other. I'm gonna do what I need to do for me. If you're around me and you come, fine. If you don't, that's fine too. People always no. If you need help, I will always lend a helping hand. But if you don't want my help, I'll withdraw my hand. That's just how I operate. I'm not over there on StreamYard because I wanted to record, and I have so much storage that it wouldn't allow me to record. Now, I have to be up this time of morning because I have to do exactly what I'm doing, which is take my treatment. Hold on. Take my treatment. That's the machine y'all hear running in the background. So, sometimes I'm supposed to be asleep and getting up and going out the house and not taking my treatment. That's not an option, especially when it's going to be hot outside. The heat causes my body to swell. So I can't just be like, well, I ain't gonna take my treatment today. No, I can't do that. Hold on. I looked at the funeral of the young man that they say drowned or whatever, and it was just heartbreaking on another level. I mean, I felt so badly for his mother, his father, and his siblings because it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. I have family members that live down south, and one of the reasons why I have never wanted to go to Texas, I have family in Florida, I have family in Georgia, I have family in North Carolina, I have family in Virginia. Those southern states are nothing to play. South Carolina, those southern states are nothing to play with. Seriously, they're not. See, I know that. I know that. You're talking about they still have sundown towns down south. See, I live up in the north, and it ain't no sundown town right here in Philadelphia. There could be certain sections where Philadelphia wants to close stores early. Okay, they're just doing that under the current administration. But you're talking about down south where when the sun goes down, the whole town shuts down. Yes, I have family members that live in sundown towns. And people up here, you ask them what a sundown town is, and they be like, well, no, a sundown town is a town where the sun sets, the whole town gets shut down. I mean, I could name a few. I'm not. Seriously. I could name a few. Not. I just told y'all that both sets of my grandparents were from South Carolina. Both sets. Irma was from Columbia, South Carolina. Right, Columbia, Beaufort, and what's the other one? Wait a minute. Columbia and Beaufort weren't that far. Columbia, Beaufort, and Laurel Bay weren't that far from each other. They weren't. So, wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, over here on my channel, I sort of kind of freestyle. I don't do beef sector content. Eventually I will get back to the cooking. Right now, cooking is just not I'm not. Yesterday I wanted some chicken. I went right over there to Giant and got me some of that good old baked chicken that they had. Now listen, the fried looked good. I had to behave myself, 'cause that fried looked awful crispy. But I had to behave myself. I had to remember that I don't want my cholesterol to shoot all up eating them fried chicken. I don't know. That chicken was looking real kind of good, boy. I'm trying to tell y'all. I have slowed down on eating fried food. I have, because I said that when I got 40, I didn't want to have high blood pressure. I didn't want to have any type of major illnesses. Now, I ain't always eat no salad all the time. I just had a piece of fried chicken a couple days ago. So I had to remember that today when I was going to get food. I had to remember that. Just had fried chicken a couple days ago. You can't eat it all the time. See, that's how I be trying to remedy what I'm doing. I be trying. You know, I have a couple of family members that have kidney failure. A lot of times what drives me is knowing that if I don't do the right thing, I will end up just like my family members. One of them is in stage 4 of kidney failure. The other one is already taking kidney dialysis. So oftentimes people think that I'm driven by my lymphedema. Not at all. That's not true. I'm driven by the fact that my cousin, my mom's sister's son, is taking dialysis. And he's only in his 50s. And it's hurtful to see somebody that you love have to go through something like that. It doesn't, when he has to go in a hospital for different procedures, it hurts even more to see him run back and forth. Why? Because he's a good guy. He had a city job. He did. He worked so hard that his boss told him, don't leave here and you ain't enjoy the fruits. See, that's when you know that you have worked. Not when you go and you decide, but when somebody who's over top of you say, hey man, you sure did work a lot. I don't want to see you leave here and not enjoy what you work for. Listen, my cousin worked very hard in this city of Philadelphia. From the time he was a teenager up until the time his boss said, it's time to sit down now. You have done enough. That's when you know that somebody was watching you. My cousin worked until sickness came. He was still working and he was sick. Most people would have been turned in their paperwork. Most people would have turned in their paperwork. Not my cousin was still taking dialysis and hanging on in there until his boss got tired. Not my cousin got tired. My boss got tired of seeing my cousin suffer. It would have to be suffered. Dialysis is a hard thing on your body. This man was going to dialysis and then trying to make it to work. His boss got tired. He said, hey, it's time to sit down now. I don't want to see you leave this world and you don't get what you work for. My cousin retired. He's not even 62. We're very close in age. I'm about to be 52 and he's probably almost a little bit older than I am. Not too much though, not too much. But I'm glad that my cousin has retired now. Very glad. Because he left high school. It was only supposed to be a summer job, him working for the city. But he worked so well that they kept him from the time he was, I think, 17, all the way up to, I think, in his 50s. Very long time. And then he passed it on to his son. Right. He did. So that's why when I tell people that they can get a job and work, it's because I've seen it happen. Now that I have. His mom still lives on the same block that she grew up on as a little girl. And now she's almost 70. Right. See, although I didn't do those things, that doesn't mean that I wasn't related to people that did, because I was and I am. Shoot, I went down there on her block and them people was like, oh, that's so and so's niece. For real, for real. It don't even hurt that I look like it though, for real. Cause when we go around people, when I take my mom around and I take her around, people always think that I'm her daughter. Like I ain't never posted her pictures, but I got her pictures. I don't post her pictures because she's on Facebook, but she ain't on YouTube. So I would have to really ask her if I could post her picture because she is on Facebook. She got a page and all that. Her and her kids, they're up there. If I don't tell you who I mean, when I say I look like her, when I say look like her, one of her neighbors asked me if I was her daughter, and they know her daughter's name. They always say her daughter look like my mother. I don't know. But I have the exact same complexion and everything. The exact same complexion. Now, my mom has quite a few sisters. She does. Lots of them. She got some sisters up here. She got some sisters down south. But the one that's up here is the one that I look like. The other one that's down south, no. Nope. So over here on this channel, I talk about my life just like the K's. The only difference with the K's and the Henrys is Melanie will show you her life. She'll turn her camera on and she documents her life. Over here, I don't always turn the camera on. The majority of the time, I talk her lives will usually be shorts because I watch Melanie every single day. That she posts something, I watch it always and makes comments. I mean, I respect the person that has that many children and can keep things well together. People don't understand when you have 8, 9, or 10 children, and you really can cook for them, clean for them, and do it well. That is not something that needs to go unnoticed. It's not, because some people have 2 children and they can't manage. And here is somebody that got 10, not my little old 2, but 10. And they're able to keep things together. See, it doesn't really, yeah, she's married, it's true. But I mean, this lady is really well organized. I got to give her props. Her name is Melanie, and the family are the Cades, or Raising Cades, something like that. I watch her every day that she posts. Her commentary is really funny. It's informative. It's enjoyable. It is. I watch the Henrys too. I think the mom is pregnant. I think with her, I forget how many, 10, 11, I don't know. They have a cinnamon roll business or something that they be outside selling cinnamon rolls. So when y'all see me over in the beef sector, I be gone. I just don't too much hang out in the beef sector no more. I mod for Auntie Mickey. I mod for Prayed Up Mommy. I mod for D. I mod for Sal. I mod for Honest Rose, Charlie, TMO. Let me see who else. It's quite a few people. I mod for Judge Alicia. It's quite a few people. So some of them are in the beef sector, some of them are not. Some of them are alive, some of them don't. Now, just because I'm not hanging out in the beef sector, TMO, I will mod from her from the clouds. Honest Row, I will mod from him from the clouds. He was live yesterday. Yeah, so that's how that goes. I never minded for Jay Wilson. I've unsubscribed from Jay Wilson, and I don't really have anything else to do with Jay Wilson anymore for the way that he mistreated me. I'm over it. I'm not mad at him. He just showed me who he was and is, and I'm good. You know, no hard feelings. If he ever needed my help, I would help him. But I just, right now, just don't have anything else to do with him because he's salacious. And I'm not saying that I'm not, But my real life is salacious. I don't have to watch it online. I mean, for real, my real life can be salacious. I don't have to watch people online. I can watch a lot of other positive content. And Prayed Up Mommy, listen, she has 5 children and a husband. She does her everyday life online, cooking, cleaning, working out, doing things. So a lot of the people who I follow, they do real life content. They don't do so much. Auntie Mickey does celebrity news. Sal does his weight loss journey. Jamil, I haven't seen in a while, so I don't know what Jamil is doing. He's in the UK. He had a weight loss journey. I don't know what happened to Jamil. I haven't seen Jamil in months. Um, Soulful Tea does cooking. She has a channel. Um, Soulful Tea makes her own pie crust, flour, stuff like that. She put her seasonings in a bag and she sells them. So most of the people who I follow, they have brand deals. Prayed Up Mommy, I think she's getting or got one. Countess of Shopping. So when y'all don't see me over here, I watch Josh Bailey. I watch Mr. London. Mr. London has almost 3 million subscribers. I mean, I watch heavy hitters. Okay? This man has almost 3 million subscribers. I have never caught Mr. London live. He does uploads and he does premieres. Okay? When I say he a heavy hitter, he's a heavy hitter for real. When I started watching him, he already had 2 million subscribers. So now he's almost up to 3 million. He is a fitness coach that does personal training sessions. Josh Bailey, he's a fitness coach. So see, when I say I do, because like attracts like. That's how I am. I'm trying to make my coins. I watch people who are already making their coins. You have to gravitate to whatever you want to be in life. You have to gravitate toward what you want to be and want to accomplish. If you want to do business like I do, you have to gravitate towards people who are doing the exact same thing that you're doing. Amos said, how can two walk together unless they agree? So, right. I was over here in the beef sector with my business skills. It was not working. I was over here trying to tell people how to expand their brand. They weren't listening. And that's one of the reasons why I kind of faded out of the beef sector, is because what they want and what I want are not the same. See, I want multiple streams of income. They want cash apps and an AdSense check. We're not the same. First of all, an AdSense check is wonderful, but the way YouTube is moving, I see where they're going. I see what they're trying to do. So, yeah. And as far as cash apps, that's great, but there are other forms of payment, such as Zelle, PayPal, Venmo. I actually mind for people who have all of the apparatuses and things to get paid, not just Cash App and PayPal. They have all of them. So, yeah. It's all in what you want. Now, I've given y'all 48 minutes. Please like, subscribe, and share. And my Cash App is $Catherine Powell 6803. If you feel that to bless the host, God bless you. If you don't feel that to bless the host, God bless you too. God bless you anyway. I'll talk to y'all at another time. Have a great Tuesday. Thankful Tuesday on purpose. God bless y'all.